أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. I hope you can all see my screen clearly. If you have any problem, please let me know. Okay. The aim of today's workshop is to introduce students to Blackboard. The aim or the purpose is to set the stage for the students to be able to use Blackboard expeditiously, owing to the fact that the learning management system that RCYCI is using now is Blackboard. So right from entering the course materials, conducting the classes, and assessing students, all will be done in Blackboard. So it is absolutely necessary that the student understand how to use it very well. That is why we are giving you this workshop. So if I am speaking in a language you don't understand, or if I'm speaking very fast, you can stop me at any time and ask me a question. Okay. This is the outline of the workshop. I will start by explaining how to access Blackboard. I'm sure most of you are already familiar on how to do that. I'll start by just talking briefly about the Blackboard URL for RCYCI and the login credentials that you need to use and what you need to do in case you face any problem, be it login problem or finding your courses or any sort of problem. We have a help desk where you can report your problem and somebody will reply to you within 24 hours, inshallah. And then I will get you started where I'll talk about user profile setting. In user profile setting, basically there are so many things you can do, but I will focus on a couple of things that I believe are very important, like how do you change a language that you're familiar with? For instance, your preferred language. Some people prefer to communicate or use Blackboard in certain languages. Basically, there are three languages right now that you can use. There's English, there's Arabic, and there's French. So we can see how to switch or how to change between these languages. And then whenever a teacher wants to communicate with you, usually it's an email. So it's important that the email that is in Blackboard is the right email or the preferred email. So we see how to change the email or to correct the email so that you don't miss out on any important information that is being sent by the teacher or by the instructor. And finally, I'll show you how to change your password, though it's not really recommended, but we will see how to change it either ways. Okay, and then I'll explain to you how to find your courses and then how to attend the classes. Next, I'll talk about assessment. As I told you, Blackboard is a complete learning management system which includes evaluation of students. So the faculty member will have a way of sending or assessing you, be it assignments or tests and all that. So I'll explain to you how to submit your assignment in situations whereby the teacher may require you to download a certain file or certain questions and do something and upload the same file or any other file. So we'll see how to do that. And then I'll also explain to you how to take tests, right? So a test is basically tailored towards simple quizzes or midterm exam or final exam. So we'll look at how to effectively sit for that exam. But it is absolutely necessary that when you're sitting for the exam, you look for a conducive area, even though you're doing it online, but you should find a place that is very, very conducive for the exam, and you should have a very good device and very good internet, or else you may have problem during the exam, and that may affect your grades. And then we'll look at how to check your grades. And finally, I'll talk about discussion board, which is a feature in Blackboard delivered functionality that will help us to communicate or share ideas and thoughts among ourselves between teachers and students and anybody that is part of that particular course. Okay, so how do you log in? To log in, you simply need to use this URL, and the username by default is your academic ID, and the password is your national ID for Saudis or Ikama number for non-Saudis, right? So if you go to the site, you will enter your username as the username, academic number as the username, and the national ID or Ikama number as the password. And so once you log in, you will see your courses and so many other things, which I will explain later when I come to the demo. And then if you face any sort of problem, be it login problem or whatever it is, you can submit your request through Blackboard help desk, and somebody will reply you instantly. It's very important, Yashabab, that you help me. Where is this thing? With attendance, okay? Please, if you can log in or click on this link, let me send it again. Click on this link, and please, it's gonna take you maybe a minute or so to enter your attendance. I will appreciate it, okay? Please try to click on this link and then enter your attendance for this workshop. Thank you. So as I was saying, if you have any problem logging into Blackboard or any sort of problem while using Blackboard or while taking exam, you can use this form, okay? I'll share the link with you. You can use this form to submit your request, and somebody will reply or check your request and try to solve it. Let me just explain the form briefly before we go to the demo of Blackboard. So the form is very simple. It's going to take you a minute or two, or maximum 3 minutes to submit your request. This is how it is. You start by selecting the campus. It's very important you select the right campus. If you are in YIC, select YIC. If you are a male student in YUC, you select YUC-M. If you're a female student in YUC, select YUC-F. If you're in YTI or YLE, you select any of this. It's important you choose the right campus, because in each of these campus, there are representatives that are looking at the submitted request. So if you submit request through this, if the request is related to YIC, there's somebody dedicated for all the requests that are related to YIC, and he will take care of it. If you're in YUCM, it is important you choose this, because it's a representative that will look at your problem and solve it for you. Okay, so it's very important you choose the right campus. So let's assume that I will choose YUC-M, and then here you need to choose your department, right? This is for documentation. If you choose the department, let's say I'll choose, if I'm in computer science, you choose the department, okay? And then you select whether you are an instructor or a student, okay? It's very important you choose whether an instructor or teacher, so that we understand the person that we're dealing with, all right? So let's say, for instance, I'm a student. I'll choose student and click on next. Then here you can enter your name. Let's say my name is Abubakar. All right, you can enter your ID. My ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just as an example. And then problem, is it related to account activation? Maybe you can't have access to Blackboard. If you have a problem accessing Blackboard, for whatever reason, you say yes. If it is no, you say no, and then you click on next. And then this is where you can briefly explain what the problem is, all right? You can write it in Arabic or in English, but preferably maybe write it in English. But if you're not so conversant with English language, you can write it in Arabic, all right? So you write whatever problem is. I have a problem. I have some problem accessing or logging in to Blackboard. It's just an example. Try to make it as simple, as concise as possible. Whatever you want to do, you say, this is what I want to do, and then you submit it. If you want a copy, you can click on this, and then you submit. Okay, so if you submit this, inshallah, within 24 hours, somebody will check your problem and reply to you. But it depends on how busy the representatives are. If things being equal, they will reply you within 24 hours. Or maybe it will take a little bit longer. But there are people that will look at your request and work on that. Okay, so it's very important you submit your request using this form, as I said. All right. Now I'll start with the demo. But before I go to the demo, I want to find out whether everything is okay. Is my voice very clear? Are you following? Is everything understood? Do you have any question?
Everything is clear, Abubakar. I just was, okay. I had one comment here in the form. Sure. Maybe it's a good idea to add the option that for instructor or for a student to attach an image, so they can screenshot the problem, and they can attach it. So maybe this would be helpful.
That is a brilliant idea. Brilliant. They say a picture speak 1,000 words. Thank you. So even if the student can't explain with the picture, the representative can easily see it. Yeah, thank you very much. That's a brilliant idea. Brilliant. Inshallah, we'll look into it. Thank you, Dr. Yasser. Any more questions, especially from the students? Abdurrahman, if you have any Yes, Yazid, what did you say?
I cannot enter the attendance for this workshop. It's called...
You can enter the attendance?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, any other person? Maybe you can send a request. What's the error message it's giving you? What does it say?
They say that you have not permission for the internet. You need a permission.
Okay, I'll try to get back to you regarding this. Okay, there's a question from Sarah. Sarah said, enter your department name or write the major. You're going to enter you're going to select it, Sarah. If I go back here, let me go back. See here, after I choose a campus, the academic department you are selecting, there are predefined departments, so you choose one. Okay, Miss Sarah, you don't need to type it. Already there are departments. In case your department is, all the departments are there in YIC, YEC male and female, YTI, and YEDI. So one of them will be your department. It's more or less like your major, similar to your major. Okay, thank you. Any more questions? Okay, very good. Now I'll go to the demo, right? This is where we stop. Now I'll go to the demo. So as I told you, the first thing you need to do is to go to the link, which is lms.cisjubail.gov.sa. If you click on this, it takes you to the homepage. Let me look out. All right. Then you need to enter your academic ID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever it is, and then you enter your national ID, all right? And you enter it. But I'm going to use a demo student, right? I created a dummy student. So I'll use, let's say what, so I think I'll see student 3 مثلا. No. Let's see underscore student 3. All right, if you log in, this is what you see. The first time you log in, you're going to see something like this, okay? And basically here you have my institution, you have my courses and so many other things. Now, before I talk about the whole environment, let me start by talking about 3 things as I told you. If you look at in my slide, let me go back a little bit. In my slide, I said the first thing I'd like to talk about is user profile setting. So it's very important that you set your profile, user profile, the way you want it to be, okay? As in, what is the language, what is the avatar, what's your preferred email, and so many other things, right? So there are a lot of things you can do here, but as I told you, I'm going to focus on just 3 things. If you click on this link, sorry, come here, where you have your avatar, you have your name or your ID, you click on it. You're going to have 3 options or 3 tabs, 3 menu: courses, tools, and settings. Let me go back again. If you click on this, you have 3 menus: courses, tools, and tabs. Each one of these enables you to do certain things. But in this discussion, I will limit our discussion to something that will benefit all over, or what I want you to focus on. All right. So we'll look at how to, just a minute. Okay, how to change your personal setting. So you click on settings and go to personal settings. All right. In personal settings, there are so many things you can do. You can edit your personal information, change the password, personalize your settings, change personal settings, and set some privacy options. So let me start by talking about editing your personal information. If I click on this, your personal information are things that you can add about yourself. Okay, you can add your name. If your name is not correct, you can change the name. Okay, and then you can change the last name, the suffix, and so many things. But what is important as far as this discussion is concerned is your email. The email is absolutely necessary because that is what the faculty member will use to interact with you. He may send some notifications or some instructions or so many things. If you send email, if the email you enter here is not correct, you may not be able to see whatever information he sent, right? And you'll be left out. So you should enter the correct email, right? Let's say my email is Yazid at rcyci.edu.sa, right? It is important you enter your official email. You know, your official email, usually you have your ID number, right? Let's say the ID number is 12123, right? At stu.rcyci.edu. It's important you enter this, but in case your official email is not working properly, you can enter any other email and you can get the emails, right? But it is recommended that you enter your official email. All right. Once you're done, you click on submit, and the email will be changed. So whenever you come here, you see your email. All right. The second thing is you may need to change your password. Though the changing password is not really recommended because people change their password and then eventually they forget the password. If you forget your password, you have so many problems because you won't be able to log in. You may not be able to attend your classes except if the teacher share the link for the class with you. You may not be able to take the assessment and all that. You go through series of problems. So if it is not really necessary, you can leave the password as default. Your academic ID and then your national ID is the password. All right. But if in case you want to change it, you can enter the current password, which is your national ID or IQAMA number, and then you enter the new password that you want. All right, and then submit it. The last thing I want to talk about regarding profile settings is how to change the interface language. Okay, some people are, since we're in Saudi Arabia and most of the people here are Arabs, probably you may prefer to use Arabic as your language. So how do you change it? I'll go back from the very beginning. As I'm here, you go to the avatar. So I told you go to the last one, settings, and then personal information, and you go to change personal settings. You click on personal settings. This is where you can change the language. Say in the language, you can change it to, we can choose one of three languages, either English or French or Lugha Arabiya. So I'll choose Al Arabiya, and then you can even change the date or the calendar. Do you want it to be Hijri, Qara, or whatever you want to choose, you choose it here. Okay, let me just leave the what is it called? The date the way the calendar the way it is, and you can change the first day. In some countries, the first day is Monday, not Sunday, right? So you can decide to choose either Sunday as your preferred starting day or first day of the week, or you choose Monday, whichever one you want, you can do that. And once you're done, you can say submit. Clicking on submit will change the interface to Al Arabiya, as you can see. So anything you do, the menus and all that will be in Arabic, and you'll be able to use the system using Arabic interfaces. All right, you go to my courses, whatever it is, you can do that. So I'm going to change it to English, change it back to English. All right, المعلومات الشخصية. Okay, and then تغيرات الإعدادات الشخصية. And العربية, change it to English language. All right, that is how to change the interface. Is there any question, ya Shabab? Any question? Ahmed, Maryam, Muhammad, Razan. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me. Zahra, Yazid. Okay? If you have any question, please stop me and ask me. Okay? Fine. Now I'll go to the next step. After you change your profile and you're comfortable with your password and you enter the right email address, okay, and the language is Arabic or whatever language you're using, you're okay. The next thing is, how do you find your courses and how do you attend the classes? Okay, this is very, very important. If you enroll in a course, whatever you enroll, let's say you use People's of Campus Solution to add or drop courses, whatever you enter in People's of Campus Solution will eventually be reflected in Blackboard. So how do you find these courses and how do you attend the classes, right? So I'll go back to, what is it called? My Blackboard. So in the Blackboard, usually this is what you have. You have something like this. You can add modules and you can add the courses and so many other things, but I'll not go into that for now because this is an introductory course or workshop. So I'll go to my courses. You click on this menu, courses. You'll see all the courses that that you are registered in. For instance, this student is registered in CS 101. This is the lab and this is the theory. And to go there, you click on any one of them. This is how to find the courses. If you're registered in more than one, you will see the courses here. But sometimes you add a course and it doesn't appear here, or you drop a course and it still appears here. Why do we have this problem? We have this problem because of synchronization issue. What is synchronization? Synchronization is a process whereby we make what is in People's of Campus Solution and what is in Blackboard to be the same. If you have 3 courses in People's of Campus Solution, you want to see 3 courses in Blackboard. If you have 5 courses in People's of Campus Solution, you want to see the same number of courses in Blackboard. Sometimes it doesn't happen this way. This is because of synchronization. The primary database, the primary system that we are using in RCYCI is People's of Campus Solution. So adding of courses and dropping of courses is done in the primary system, which is People's of Campus Solution, and then Blackboard will take this when it is synchronized. But unfortunately, right now, the synchronization is not done live. It's not done immediately. It takes a day or 2 or something like that before it is reflected. So if you add a course or if you make changes on your schedule and it's not reflected, you just need to wait a little bit until the synchronization is done. MashaAllah, we have a very good team, and MashaAllah, under the leadership of Dr. Ali Albar, we're pushing to see that the synchronization is done live. Maybe in the next semester, inshallah, whenever there's a change in your schedule, it will be reflected immediately. But right now, we don't have that. But inshallah, it is in the pipeline. Okay? So this is how to see your courses. How do you attend your classes? Let's say, for instance, I want to attend any of these classes. You click on this. It will take you to the course menu. Unfortunately, each and every teacher has his own course menu design. So the way I have my courses, maybe I have instructor, syllabus, lecture materials, lab sheets, and so many other things. And another teacher may be different. So it's very important that you ask your teacher to walk you through his course menu so that you understand how to find things, right? Most importantly, how do you attend the classes and how do you get the lecture materials and assessment? So it doesn't matter what course menu a teacher is using. He will clearly explain to you how to attend his classes and how to find the lecture materials, and then how you can take the assessment, all right? How he can give you quizzes and assignments and so many other things, all right? So if we are going by this course menu, for this you have the instructor, where details about the instructor will be given, and then syllabus. The syllabus is just a file you download and you see the syllabus. Okay. Somebody said something. What does it say? Oh, somebody can be absent. Dr. Yasser, are you still here?
Yes, Abubakar.
Yeah, can you help me look at the comments for some of the students and maybe المحاضرة الساعة 11. So if it's something that maybe you just help me do that and then I'll explain it later. Thank you very much, Dr. Yasser. We're lucky to have you here. Thank you. So as I was saying, you have the syllabus. He will explain it there, and then the lecture materials. You click there. For this teacher, he classifies the lectures into modules. For another teacher, maybe you'll have a homepage, and on the homepage you have all the materials, the description of the course, and some videos, and all the lecture materials, and so many other things. But here you click on that, whatever it is the lecturer or the teacher will explain to you. He will walk you through his course manual so that you understand how it works. All right. So once you have this, then this is how you can log into the sessions. There are several ways you can access the classes, right? In some faculty members, or most faculty members, they set the entry point to be the sessions, right? Collaborate Ultra, so that once you log in, it takes you mubasharatan to where you can attend the classes. This is one. Secondly, he may give you a menu, something like this, in case you don't have, he doesn't set the entry point to be the Collaborate Ultra. You can have a link where you click and it takes you to where you can actually attend the class. Thirdly, he may send a link to you. Now, it's very important you speak to your teacher to send the link, because sometimes you may have problem. In case you have a problem accessing or logging into Blackboard, you can use the link to access the lecture. So you will benefit from the discussion that's going on, and the teacher will not mark you absent. Even the issue of synchronization, I told you sometimes you add a course and it doesn't show. So you can contact the teacher and say, okay, I cannot see my courses yet in Blackboard and I'm enrolled in your classes. Please send me the link so that I can attend your class, for two reasons. Reason number one, to the benefit from the class so that you don't miss anything out. And reason number two, so that the teacher doesn't mark you absent. All right. So these are the ways you can attend your classes. All right. Is there any question?
Abubakar, I had some complaints from my students. They say it appears when they use their mobile phones, but doesn't appear when they use the laptops, especially the Collaborate, the session.
The student complained that if they use their mobile phone and laptop, what they see is different.
It appears in their mobile phones, but it doesn't with their laptop or the desktop. The session, the Collaborate session. But I think it's good idea to send them the link. I just come to know this now. How to extract the URL?
Okay, yes. I'll send the link again. Thank you very much. Let me send the link again for help desk. This is the link for the help desk. I'll take it. I'll send it again. Okay, Ms. Razan said same, meaning that Razan, you have the same problem, just like what Dr. Yasser said. What you see on your mobile phone is not the same as what you see on the desktop. The application works, but the website no. Mariam, when I try to join classes from the application on my phone, it doesn't work. The same as what I tried to. Okay, we'll try to look at it. Please, if you can, just use this link, okay, to submit your request, and we'll look at it, inshallah. There are, as I told you, there are representatives that will look at the problem and try to assess the problem and solve the problem, inshallah. Thank you very much for bringing it up, guys. Thank you. Any other question? Yeah, thank you too. You're welcome, Ms. Razan. Any other question?
Okay. It's still telling me that I need the permission to enter this page.
Oh, the attendance.
The attendant and the for help desk, both of them.
Oh, you need to log in using your RCYCI account. Log into RCYCI account and try to access it again. Okay? Yazid?
Yes, I will see now.
Okay, try to do it again. I'll send the link again. Thank you very much for reminding me. I'll send the link again for the attendance. Please, if you can go there and enter this, I will really appreciate it. All right, I'll continue now. The next thing is assessment. Okay, assessment has to do with evaluating students. So basically, I'll talk about three things, right? How to submit your assignments, take the test and see my grades. Fine. Okay, I hope you can still see my screen. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, the next thing is evaluation. As a teacher, he prepared the materials, right? And he delivered the lectures. He put the materials, he sit with you in a class, and he discuss whatever he want to discuss. Now he want to evaluate. Evaluation or assessment has to do with determining or determining who understand and who doesn't understand, who deserve to get good grade and who deserve to get or who is not good enough for good grades, right? So differentiating among students. This is a brilliant student, this is an average student, and this is a weak student, right? This is something that everybody would like to do in an institution. So Blackboard, alhamdulillah, gives us that opportunity to assess our students, right? So for assessment, right, if you go here, for instance, the first thing is, let's look at how to submit assignments. I think I have something here. If I come here, go to lab sheets. In the lab sheet, we may have what is it called? Uh, every week some courses have lab components and lecture components. Okay, so the lab component, usually the instructor may give students something to do in C programming or in object-oriented programming, Java, or any other lab, right? It doesn't matter what kind of lab, but the teacher is expecting student to do something and upload a file. The file could be a programming file where you have executable file or a whole package, or it may be the same file that he uploads, and then he wants you to download that file, write something in the file, and upload it back, right? These are assignments. So I'll use lab 1 for this exercise. If you click on this, let's say for instance I have in CS 101, there's question. I will expect the student to download this, right? If you look at here, there's a question about 5 questions. The student are expected to write program about these questions, right? So they will write a program, all right? In this course, we're using online C compiler. It doesn't matter what compiler you're using or what program you're writing, but the student will do something and submit a file. So he or she will download this file, understand the questions, write a program, and upload something. So let's say, for instance, the student has prepared a file. Let me give you an example in Word. Let's say this is the file. Okay, the student has created the file. The teacher asked him to do something. My solution for CS 101 Lab 1. For example, I'll just save this file somewhere. Let me save this file. Let's say on the desktop so that I can get it. Let me put it somewhere on the desktop. Anywhere. Okay, I'll give it a name. Let's see. Naturally, when you're doing this, it's very important you start by entering your ID number. All right, let's take my ID number is this. Okay, so I save the file. So once you're done, usually the teacher will give you a window. So for submission, already is created by the teacher. You don't need to worry what is written there. He will create it and it will be there. So you just need to be able to access it, right? If you access it right, you need to come to lab submission, click on that. If you click on that, you can see the due date. This is supposed to be submitted on Monday, 25th by this time. So on or before the due date, you should be able to submit your work. So how do you do that? Very simple. You just need to come to my computer, browse my computer, go to wherever you save that particular file. The file is 123 my solution. Double click on that, right? The file is attached. If you want to write something, you can type something here. Dear teacher, kindly find attached my solution for CS 101 Lab 1. If you have any problem, you can add. Note that I was unable to solve question 5 مثلا, because the question is not clear, or whatever it is, anything you want to add or whatever you can type it here and then submit it. Once you're done, you click on submit. Okay, if you submit it, as I told you, it has to be on or before the due date. It's very important. It should be on or before the due date, or else you won't be able to submit that one. Okay, once you submit it, then the teacher will look at it. The teacher will download it and see it and then grade you. Okay, any question, ya Shabab?
Clear.
Okay, clear, very good. So this is how to submit your assignment. The next thing is, how do you take a test? Now, when taking the test, as I told you, it is very important that the teacher or the instructor explain to you how to find things, how to attend classes, how to look for the materials, the lecture slides and the lab sheets, and then how to be assessed. Okay, so for the assessment, for instance, in this course, you click on assessment, and I created a simple assessment, simple test. You click on that, and then you can click on the test. Right? You can only see this when 3 things are done. 1, you are enrolled in that course. 2, the teacher has created the test and he made it available for you to view. 3, you're doing it within the window. If, for instance, this test is created and the window is, maybe on Monday from 1 to 2, and you're trying to access it on Monday before 2, you won't be able to see it. On Monday before 1, or on Monday after 2, you won't be able to see it. It has to be at the right time. That window that is created by the teacher, that is when you can only see it. Okay, so once you go there, the instruction is there. This test has a time limit of 5 minutes. Okay, and the test will be saved and submit. All these are instructions they will see. Just know that this is a day. Whenever you want to start, click on this, begin. Okay, and you see the questions. Once you click on begin, the countdown will begin. See, 5 minutes. It's counting down. So you need to take note of this time as you're answering the question. So question number 1, Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. Is this true or false? الرياض عاصمة السعودية, صح ولا لا? False?
أكيد true.
True, أكيد true. So we click on this, and then you click on save and submit. Sometimes you don't even need to click on save. If you click on next, it will be saved automatically. All right. Moving to another question. Okay, go to another question. Hajj is usually performed in which of the following cities? Where do we perform Hajj? In Riyadh?
Okay.
In Mecca. Okay, you click on this, and then you go to next. You click on save and go to next. As I said, you don't need to click on save. It will be saved automatically. The most popular religion in Saudi Arabia is Islam, right? The most popular religion in Saudi Arabia is Islam.
True.
This is true, but let's make it false so that we can fill one question deliberately. Okay, and then you go to next. There are 5 provinces in Saudi Arabia. في 5 مناطق في السعودية. 5 ولا أكثر أو أقل؟
أكثر.
أكثر. So this is false. All right. So you go to next. The last question is, the grave of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is in which of the following cities? قبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في أي مدينة? Is it in Dammam, in Taif, in Mecca or Medina?
Medina.
In Medina. All right. And then you submit. Once you've done this, this is the last question. And look at it. The time is counting down. Even though you finish, you still have what? About 3 minutes. If you like, you can look at the questions carefully. All right. You can go back. See, you click on this. You can go back to all the questions and see them. If your questions are okay, you can flip through. But if you're satisfied with all your questions, right, you can go to the last question, okay, and say save and submit. It will tell you that test submission confirms. Click cancel or return to the question. If you're sure, click OK. If you want to go back, you cancel it. So I'll say OK. Now, these are the details of whatever I did. I need to confirm it to see my result. So you've taken the test, the next thing you need to do is to say OK in order to see your result. If you click OK, you can see that your attempted score, this is the score. I have 8 out of 10, right? And I took 2 minutes, 2 minutes out of 5, okay? And the question I filled is this question, okay? This is how to check your grades. Tamam ya Shabab? Any more question?
Tamam.
Any question regarding assessment? Any question? Okay, I would like to believe that everything's clear. The last thing I'm going to talk about is discussion board. Usually in a typical class setting, you're expecting students and teachers to come together in a classroom and they will discuss, right? So the teacher is teaching, he can see them physically and they share their ideas and share their thoughts. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, it could be due to distance or due to pandemic like what we are facing now, because of coronavirus, we have to take our classes online. So you can be in the comfort of your room somewhere in Riyadh or somewhere in Jeddah or in Yambo, and the teacher is anywhere. He could be in Pakistan or in Africa or here in Saudi Arabia, and still you can conduct your classes. So it is very important that we get this feeling of creating social discussion forum where we can talk to each other, right? The benefit of having discussion board is to be able to create forum, and in each forum you can create threads or topics for discussion regarding anything. It could be about the midterm exam, or about the first lesson, or about the teacher, or about anything, right? Or about the final exam. Let's say, for instance, we're going to talk about the way the labs are conducted. So you can create a forum and a thread saying, okay, what do you think about the lab? Let me talk about midterm. What do you think about the midterm exam? And people will reply, the midterm exam was so difficult. The midterm exam was wrongly created because some questions are asked in the midterm exam, yet we didn't take them. So everybody will put in his comment, right? I repeat, the aim of having discussion board is just to share ideas, right? So let's see how to do this. I've already created one discussion. So I'll go back to my courses for this particular student. I come here, let me go to lab, I guess. Okay, there's a student workshop. Basically, the teacher will create the forum. If you go to the forum, right, this is the name of the forum, and you can have more than one forum, right? So in here, you can see the total post. You can see unread post, unread post, and then the unread replies and everything. Whatever you see the details. But to see the details clearly and reply to them, you can click on the forum. So in this forum, you can see that this is a workshop. So the aim of this particular forum and the thread is, this is the thread, is about this workshop that we're having now, right? So you can click on that to see that. But before I click on the thread, if the teacher gives the student permission, the student can also create a thread. The thread is just like a topic for discussion, right? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Thursday class? There's a class on Thursday and you want to change it. So you can talk about, you can create a thread saying Thursday class, but not always. Some teachers may not allow students to create threads because probably they don't want students to create unnecessary threads, right? But anyways, if you have a thread, you can click on the thread, right? And you will see the author. I am the author, and the question is, what do you think about the discussion board feature? Right? Ishra been by the discussion board feature. Student 1 says, I think it is a brilliant tool that can help us share ideas and create wonderful online. This guy is positive. He thinks it's good. The second student said, I kind of disagree with student 1. Even though the concept is excellent, but the navigation needs more improvement, right? So if you want, this is student 1 and student 2. If you want, you can reply. Click on this, and you can add your reply as a student. You can say, I completely agree that this tool is absolutely important and useful, and you can continue to use it. Whatever you want to type, you type something. And the good thing about the discussion forum is that you can also write things in Arabic, whatever you want to write. If you're comfortable in Arabic language, you can create a thread and then you add whatever replies you want to add and then submit it. Okay, once you submit it, all the things will be here. Now, any user, any person that is enrolled in that course, and including the teacher, will be able to see the threads. Okay, for instance, you can see the thread, you can mark it. Okay, if you want to do something, or you can choose it as already read. Whenever you read a thread, this will be marked, right? Or you can set a flag to set that to make this particular thread to be very important, or if you want to review it later. So you click on this so that it can come back to you, right? So the aim of having discussion board is to be able to share ideas, and it is absolutely necessary because you're bringing people together from different places, people that are regionally far away from each other. Some people are in Riyadh, some people are in Jeddah, some in Taif, some in Qasim, some in Yamber. So it's very important that we have an infrastructure, we have a common ground where we can share ideas, and one of such areas is using discussion board. Okay, any question, ya Shabab? Is there any question? Anyway, in absence of any question, this brings me to the end of the workshop. I hope it is beneficial, even though the students didn't participate that much. Mashallah, some people commented and sent questions. I was hoping that we can, I'll have more questions. Probably maybe because everything is straightforward and everything is simple, right? So I'll ask again, if you have any question or any recommendation or comment, please feel free. Yes, Yazid.
There is some subject, the doctor, they don't put the link, or they don't put the course. They cannot enter the course because they don't put the link. So the problem from his side or from my side?
Okay, if you log in, you can log into Blackboard.
Yes.
If you can log in the Blackboard and you cannot see it, then the problem is from the teacher.
I
You
got
just need to
the course, but nothing else. Just the name of the course and the name of the teacher. Nothing else.
maybe the teacher did not create a course name, so the problem is from the teacher. But you can do one thing. You can submit your a request through BB Help Desk and clearly specify the course name and the teacher's name, and somebody will contact the teacher to find out whether he created the menu or not. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he has some problem, and we can help him create the course menu. Very good question.
Through help desk request form. Huh?
Yeah, through the help desk, the BB Help Desk. Yes.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more question? Is there any more question? Okay, thank you very much, Yashabab. This is the end of the workshop. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you, Abubakar.
You're welcome. You're welcome.